Hi guys, this is just my very quick Crown Jewel wrap up. Pay-per-view's just finished. Yeah, it was okay. Not it's not anywhere. It's not been anywhere near as good as the pay-per-views that we've had recently. So like the one in Leon, and obviously SummerSlam, and when they went to Scotland, they've all been absolute bangers. Obviously, Crown Jewel's difficult because it kind of exists in its own corner of the multiverse, basically. So I'm just watching The Rock for some reason at the minute. Yeah, so it kind of exists in its own little pocket universe, basically. So it's kind of difficult to judge. Some of the matches were good. I mean, we've had the Bloodline against the Bloodline. Yours truly managed to miss it because I've got the wrong UK time yet again, which I've done a million times now, and I will get this at some point. But yeah, Solo came out on top for the new Bloodline against the OG Bloodline. That was pretty cool. It was quite a decent match. I mean, Roman wasn't in the match for too long. And Solo actually went over Roman basically clean, hitting with a couple of Samoan spikes. There was obviously interference on both sides. But yeah, Solo, they were just mentioning actually on the Roundup show, I think it was Sheamus, that said Solo randomly is one of the only people that's beaten Roman Reigns in the last 4 years. I think there's been him and Cody Rhodes and maybe Jey Uso. So it's, to be fair, it's a big deal. It's just, I just think with the new Bloodline, they started off really hot out of WrestleMania, and it's just sort of, it's good, but it's flatlined. I mean, to me, they've got the wrong guy in the new Bloodline leading the charge. I mean, last year, obviously, it would have been Solo, and don't get me wrong, Solo is really, really good. He's a fantastic pro wrestler, but I mean, Jacob Fatu is the guy. I mean, the reaction when he went up against Bron Breakker the other day was amazing on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, it kind of flatlined a bit. So if they're going to progress into War Games with Bloodline versus Bloodline, especially after what's happened with Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but Sami Zayn comes in to help out the OG Bloodline, tries to sort of do a Helula kick, but instead of connecting with Solo, after the match was finished, he's connected with Roman. So I'm guessing there's going to be a load of fallout on Monday Night Raw. So can Sami coexist with Roman? And obviously the Usos have only just got back together with Roman. So there's a there's a ununified bloodline against a unified bloodline. So yeah, at least that advanced the story, I guess. But I mean, it all depends what's going to happen with The Rock of it. I mean, is The Rock going to be in it? I mean, so I'm just turning over my network here to try and get the press conference. Is The Rock going to be in it? I mean, in terms of the Survivor Series match, I've got no idea. I mean, obviously he didn't turn up tonight, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. But yeah. Yeah, the Bloodline match was, yeah, it was decent. It was all right. There was a women's tag match. I can't tell you anything about that, to be quite honest, because I basically was out of the room and missed it because of, it's actually my son's birthday tomorrow, as you can see by all these little cards. So I've been painstakingly doing that at the minute. So if I've, sorry for missing the women's match. So, but Bianca and Jade won that match in the end. There was a really good move at like a spot at the end. Jade Cargill basically picked up Piper Niven, who, how to put this politely, Piper Niven isn't as thin as Liv Morgan. Not there's anything wrong with that. I'm a big bloke. I could care less how much you weigh. But just practicality-wise, obviously Piper Niven is a big wrestler, and Jade Cargill, the strength to pick her up on her shoulders, move her back, because Bianca Belair basically hit her with the Doomsday device. For the old school people amongst you, basically the Legion of Doom's device. That was very impressive, to be fair to her. But yeah, the match seemed okay-ish. It was all right kind of thing. Who was next? I think it was Liv and Nia, although I'm thinking I'm missing someone, possibly. I can't remember now. Yeah, Liv and Nia again. It was all right. Tiffy Stratton came out, kind of teased doing the cash-in. They just interviewed Liv Morgan, actually, but Liv Morgan went over in the end because it was just stupid outside interference from Dom and Raquel Rodriguez. And they kind of teased Tiffy, they kind of teased her cashing in on Nia or cashing in on Liv, but in the end she did neither. So Tiffy Stratton still got the money in the bank. I mean, I think she will cash in on Nia at some point. It wouldn't surprise me if they did a Damian Priest and did it at WrestleMania next year. Maybe even at the Rumble, who knows. But yeah, again, you can kind of see the theme of what I'm saying. It was okay. It was all right. Not brilliant. Probably match of the night, and it wasn't even the match, was KO versus, RKO, Randy Orton. I actually put on my Twitter feed, like, literally just the Wesley Snipes when he turns around and goes, what the word I can't say. Because it was just completely insane. Like, they never actually had the match. Like, basically, the referees came out to start the match. KO, when Randy Orton's doing his whole, that business, KO just hits him straight away with a chair in his back. Referee's trying to start the match. Referee gets stunned. They had random people like Jamie Noble and Daivari coming out, and they were either getting stunned or RKO'd or just punched. Adam Pearce came out, and then Randy Orton actually RKO'd Pearce, which I did find highly amusing. And then Magnus, I'll just say, he kind of looked the other general manager, and he's kind of like, yeah, I'm not getting involved in that. So he just basically ran out and thought better of interfering. And then basically they fought through the crowd. KO got Randy on a table, and then he just jumped off this insane height, like it was like a guardrail onto Randy. And you're thinking, oh, the match is going to continue and this, that, and the other. And then they just cut the match, and it went into some sort of random thing with Cardi B and Bianca Belair. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? But yeah, they just kind of finished the match. It was quite cool, but it was really weird. It kind of reminded me of like a low-rent version of the Hell in the Cell with Mick and Taker. Obviously nowhere near as good as that, goes without saying, but it was really, really odd. Who else? LA Knight just quickly went over on Andrade and Carmelo. Again, yeah, it was all right. LA Knight, he kind of got ruined when Punk came back and The Rock came back, and then sort of Cena's announced he's coming back. And because at this time last year, I mean, you couldn't go anywhere in Leeds without anyone saying LA Knight, yeah, let alone anywhere in the world. And now he's just, I'm not going to say he's an afterthought. Obviously, he's still getting huge reactions from the crowd and everything, but is he getting as much of a pop now? I mean, you've got Bron Breakker and Priest, and people like that who have probably got way more popularity now than even LA Knight. So I think he desperately needs a high-profile feud after this. No offense to Andrade and Mello, because obviously they're both fantastic wrestlers, but they need to be somewhere else. I think LA Knight could do with an Uncle Howdy. Obviously, he's already kind of wrestled him before, but obviously Bray died. He needs a CM Punk, maybe a Damian Priest if he turns heel. Can he feud with Cody if he turns heel? I mean, I'm sensing there's a heel turn coming, because in terms of who he can wrestle on as opposed to the babyface side, as opposed to the heel side, I mean, I don't really know where he can go from there, to be honest, at the minute. I mean, could you have LA Knight and Roman again? I'm not too sure. Maybe AJ Styles could come back in, feud with him. Who knows? But yeah, I think LA Knight desperately needs reheating, and he needs to, he needs a high-profile feud. But but LA Knight wins the retains the United States title. And then basically it was Gunther against Rhodes. I've already done a short for that, which hopefully is finished loading by now. It was just a good old-fashioned wrestling match. There was nothing fancy about it. Really good. I kind of got Bret Hart, Austin vibes before they went into their sequences of matches after Mania, when Bret said, it was an all right match, but we know we could do better, kind of thing. I think these two, if they ever work a proper program, I think it could go on for weeks, months, and it'll be an absolutely fabulous program. But yeah, they did okay in the match. Cody got a roll up at the end, hit a few Cody cutters. Gunther tried to put him to sleep a few times. Yeah, it was all right. Certainly wasn't awful. It was an enjoyable match. Wasn't great either, but yeah, if I had to give the pay-per-view anything, I'd probably give it a low B. I mean, like I said, it was nowhere near as good as the ones in Leon and Scotland. I mean, they were missing quite a few high-profile stars. Obviously, you've not got Punk there, you've not got Drew. Obviously, it goes without saying Rock wasn't there. I mean, obviously they had Roman there as well, so it was all right. It's just, I just think with the crown, I get why WWE has to make the effort. Like, obviously they've presented the belts, and so Liv Morgan and Cody have got the Crown Jewel Championships, and I get why they've got to do it, because obviously they are being paid a lot by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but it'd be better if it was more in tune with the storyline. I just don't think this pocket universe. Oh, that's the other one. I'm just looking at it now. Seth Rollins beat Bronson Reed, by the way. Thank you, WWE Network. Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah, that was a good match, actually. I thought Bronson should have gone over Seth, personally, but and he's cut him right there as well. Seth went for a couple of curb stomps. He did a curb stomp off the top rope, into like a flight of stairs, and it's cut Bronson just there, and he's got like a massive crack above his eyeball. So I don't know if he's going to be out for a period of time now, but it was good. I reckon Bronson Reed could really grow into something. Seth, again, he's kind of got the LA Knight issue, kind of like, I don't know where he's going at the minute, unless the plan is just to keep hold him over for him and Punk. I'm really not too sure. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I just think, people are going to start getting a bit annoyed with the whole, and I'm sure the Saudi Arabian fans are the same as well. Like, it's like we don't really want our own pocket universe. We just want it to be tied into the storyline. I know it is tied into the storyline, but I just don't think these belts, unless they are going to invent belts that they are then going to be part of the storyline going forward, which I'm guessing Liv's and Cody's aren't. I just think it's hindering it more. So yeah, overall, enjoyable show. I'd give it maybe a C+ or a B-, but certainly nowhere near as good as the other ones. So yeah, those are just my quick thoughts anyway. I'm going to head off and do some more birthday wrapping for the child. By the way, quick note, if you are watching this, and if you are watching it, thank you, and please like and subscribe if you like what I do. I do lots of wrestling covering and shorts and wrestling shows like AEW, and I've been to Wembley Stadium. Speaking of, if you're going to be at WWE Sheffield, give me a shout, because I will be going there and hopefully doing a vlog. It's this coming Wednesday. I think it's 7:30 at the Sheffield Utility Arena, I think it's called. So yeah, I will be going there, so keep an eye out for the channel. On Wednesday night, there'll be a vlog going up the moment I can get back to the hotel. There'll be shorts as we go along, providing this wonderful phone doesn't run out. I'm taking 2 phones, so hopefully I'll be able to get loads of footage. But yeah, just keep an eye out if you're a WWE fan, because I will be doing vlogging from Sheffield. And there's lots of cool stuff coming up on the channel, most of which I've just forgot. Oh, yes, I will be in Liverpool next week as well, doing vlogging at a certain red-tinted stadium, shall we say. Yeah, that one. And yeah, loads of cool stuff after that. I've got, if you're a Marvel, Star Wars fan, there will be a treat for you at the end of the month. And yeah, I think that's it. Right, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.